Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. Ben Witt's first to join us here during the intro while I explain what in the world we're doing tonight. So as you can see, and probably gathered from the description, we've got a football video for you tonight as we're going to play 5D20 football from Inside Sports Games. It's been a couple of months since I put this game on the channel. We've got a very different purpose in mind for this one this time. We will be in, and by the way, while I'm explaining this, Ben, you're going to have to tell me what LTNS is. It's not an acronym I've ever seen before. Anyway, what we're doing is we're at Cinergy Field circa 1985 to do somewhat of a ticker tape test. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you remember being around the last time I put 5D20 football on the channel, you know that this is a full play-by-play game. And you're probably thinking to yourself, there is no way he is going to play an entire game of this, not this late in the evening. You would be right. I'm not going to play a full game of this. Oh, long time no see. Haha. Well, yes, long time no see to you too as well, Ben. Anywho, where was I? Oh, yes. We are not playing a full game of this. What we are going to do is we're going to start in the fourth quarter of the game, but we need to set the scene for that first. So the way we're going to do that is I've got a sequence of rolls that I'm going to go through to do that. The way we're going to get to the score, first of all, is we're going to use a ticker game from Downey Games. We're not going to use Ultra Quick Football. Instead, we're going to use Final Score Football. For a little backstory, 1985 Cincinnati was playing at Riverfront Stadium this year. Okay, good to know. I just looked this up on... There's a stadium that I've used for other retro stadiums. But apparently I had the wrong stadium. So Riverfront Stadium it will be. So a little bit of backstory on the ticker game that we're using to set the scene here. Final Score Football is what we're going to use by Downey Games. This one I used as a ticker test from a Momentum Football replay potentially, but it ended up being a total chaotic mess. It took way too long, but I figured, you know what? I've got a few of the decade packs for Final Score Football, so I might as well get some use out of it. And the way we're going to get use out of it for this project, if we do any kind of play-by-play game season replays, is we'll use Final Score Football to set up the score based on each team's ratings. So, with that in mind, we need the chart for Final Score Football in shot. Each team is assigned a letter rating from A through Z. And I didn't realize I had these charts printed out from when I was doing the testing on Momentum Football using Final Score as the ticker. So, lucky me. I was worried about flipping through that. Actually, no, it was hockey I was worried about with that. But, well, it'll be the same thing if I do a hockey season replay. So, essentially, each team is assigned a rating on their offense. Then it's modified by defense and potential home field to come to a final letter rating. Now, in terms of preparing a full ticker, and I actually forgot to grab my drink, so I'll be right back for that. Now, of course, because trying to do math with letters is absolutely ridiculous, short version is I have to convert the letter to a number, then do the manipulations on the number, and then convert that back to a letter. So that's how we get to the final rating here. So without any further ado, what say we set the scene? So in terms of the score, we're going to roll Final Score ticker for both teams. For Final Score, we'll be rolling 3 times for each team. I'll use blue for the away team and white and yellow for the home team. And then for the first couple of results, I'll walk you guys through how this works. So the Chargers are in blue. On column K, they rolled a 53. So we'll go to column K, drop down to 53, and we'll see that they score 7 points in the first quarter. So let's do this. So we'll do 7 there. Then Cincinnati rolled an 11 on column N. So on column N, we see that an 11 is actually 2 points, presumably to the other team in bold. So I'm going to give San Diego another 2 points for the first quarter. Then we'll do that again. San Diego this time rolls a 26 on column K, dropping down to 26. That'll be another 3 points. Cincinnati rolled a 16 on column N. 16 will be good for their first. Let me see if I can bring that up. That'll be good for their first 3 points of the game. I've got to bring it way up so the webcam can actually catch it. And then our last roll in final score. San Diego this time rolled a 24 on column K. That'll be 3 points. Cincinnati rolled on N56. N56 will be good for 10 points. So by dumb luck, we're coming into the fourth quarter of this game with the game tied at 13. So from the way that things rolled up, fans might have been starting to file out of Riverfront Stadium before Cincinnati managed to tie the game in the fourth quarter and said, hey, not so fast, guys. Let's not be giving this up already. So we can get the final score stuff out of shot, and I'll get my play log ready to go. But we've got a few more rolls that we've got to make. So first thing we need to do is determine which team has possession of the ball coming into the fourth quarter. So we'll roll a standard D6 for that. Odds, it'll go to the Chargers, even to the Bengals. That's an odd, so the Chargers will somehow have possession. And then as far as the down, we'll roll a D6 again. 1 to 4 will be the respective down. 5 for a kickoff. 6 I'm going to re-roll. So a 6 will be a re-roll. So it'll be fourth down whenever we come into this. Then we'll roll a D10 for the yardage. So I'm going to actually start making notes on the play log. So this is going to be fourth quarter, fourth, and we'll roll D10 for the yardage. A 0 is going to be a re-roll, and I'm using one of the dice that I've cracked open in this year's advent calendar. So this is the D10 from the white and from the green and white set. All right, so that is fourth, and I'm going to re-roll that. Actually, we'll call the 0 a 10 in this case. So it'll be 4th and 10. Next, we need to figure out where we're at in the field. So it's going to be 4th and 10. And to get that, I'm going to use a D100, where 00 is the opponent's 1, to 98 being the opponent's 1. And a 99 will be a reroll. All right, that's a 59. So that will be a fourth and an advent calendar of dice. Yes. Let me actually finish getting this set up, Ben, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So we are looking at 4th and 10 for San Diego from the Cincinnati 41 is what we're going to be looking at there. Cincinnati 41. So I started this during the month, and this is the advent calendar that I've been going through. I've been going through this adventure calendar by Kaiju Christmas. 24 thematic polyhedral dice. So it's got three 7 dice sets, along with some additional single dice, larger black oak dice, and each set featuring matching colors and designs with fun, adventurous themes. And I'll show you all of the dice that I've cracked open from that set so far. So in a white and green set, I've got a D percentile dice, plus here are the other 2 sets. So I've got a gray and white set where on the D6, the symbol is a 6 and then a 1. On the D4s on these, when all 3 symbols are up, the number is a 4. Whereas on the number, you have to turn it to the symbol and get the actual number from that. Now, the ones that I don't like is this purple and green setup here, where these dice are actually fairly hard to read, at least on camera. And if you put them in front of the green, and if I put them in front of my green screen, I have a lot of problems. And I mostly notice that if I happen to be cracking the calendar at the desk. So yeah, that's the advent calendar that I'm going through this year on the channel. Now, where were we? Oh yes, we know it's 4th and 10 for San Diego at the Cincinnati 41. What else do we need to roll for here? Okay, we need to roll timeouts as well. So I'm going to get I need a couple more blocks for that. The contrast there is tough. That's why I probably will only use those dice when I'm not against the green screen, and probably only this time of the year as well. The other two sets of dice, though, look like I'm going to be able to see them pretty easily. So the gray and white dice and the green and white. So where do we have timeouts noted? Actually, we don't have timeouts noted on that scoreboard. Fortunately, there's another way around that. We'll just grab out 6 blocks. And then each team will get a D3 roll for timeouts. Once again, we'll use blue for San Diego, yellow for Cincinnati. All right, so San Diego comes into the quarter with 2 of their timeouts. We'll actually do that. Cincinnati will have all 3 of theirs. And that's what those blocks represent. I think that is everything set up. If somebody is a more faithful football fan than I am, you can let me know if I missed anything. But I think we've got everything pretty well set up here. So let me just check here. We're in the 4th quarter. Score's all set. We're at 4th and 10 for San Diego from the San Diego should have 2 times. Oh, okay. I need a different color for the possession because I was using another block. I was using another block for possession. So let me grab a totally different color. We'll grab yellow. Oh, look at that. The yellow block actually landed on the San Diego logo, so that actually worked out pretty well. I'm kind of surprised it did. So now as we're tied at 13, San Diego's got a decision to make. We're looking at a tie game, so what are they going to do? I think San Diego they're not going to go for it, especially not at midfield. They're going to have to try to coffin corner punt this one to bury the Bengals deep. So now we'll get our 5D20s, which we've got dice. We've got 5D20s in red, white, blue, black, and yellow to check for a penalty. And yes, the Chargers are going to punt. And actually, I'm going to use the cup to roll these up. So let's get our first play here, and we'll see what the Chargers can do with this punt. All right, 9 is going to be the distance on that one. So the Chargers punter is Ralph. I'm not even going to try to butcher that pronunciation. Ralph Mojsijenko. I'm just going to pull the spelling up so you can look at how absolutely ridiculous it is, and I'm not even going to try to butcher the pronunciation. So that's your punter for San Diego. I'm going to make a mess of that pronunciation, but most importantly, the red D20 here is a 9, so we go to the punting chart on San Diego. 9 is going to be a 43-yard punt. That will be enough for a touchback. Actually, we're going to do it going this way. So San Diego is going this way. Cincinnati's coming this way, since that's where I happen to put the sheets and have the logos set up. So San Diego's going to punt that one into the end zone, and Cincinnati, there used to be a spot on a touchback. I think it comes back out to the 20 on a touchback, and we'll tick off 10 seconds from the quarter. And after that, actually, nope, I put the sheets the other way, so we're actually going to stick with the original plan. We're going to switch the sheets like that. So San Diego is going this way, Cincinnati is going that way. Sorry for the confusion there. So Cincinnati will bring that out to the, I think a touchback was the 20 back in 1985. It's not on this It's not on this, it's not on this play mat. So ball now belongs to the Bengals. Touchbacks are at the 20 for 1985, both punts and kickoffs. Okay, that makes my life very easy to remember. All right, so now we go over to, now we're over to Cincinnati. It's going to be a little bit slower, at least until I figure out how this game works again. So Cincinnati on their own 20. So I'll roll the 5D20, and we need the, okay, so what all did we need? I had a previous chart from this game. We had the offensive play number, defensive adjustment, and defensive play number, along with a total play call number. So Cincinnati is looking at their zone. So that's based on I believe the your zone, neutral zone. Your zone is your team's zone 1 to 20. So they're in your zone for the play number. And down and distance, 10 to go, so that'll be a base of 0. So they're an 11. San Diego's defensive adjustment is the defensive column. So determine which row to use. Yep. Defensive adjustment is a 0. And then we're using your zone. So the offensive play call number here is an 11, which will determine if it's a run. So if the D20, the red D20 is under that, it'll be a run. All right, the 2 is under that, so it is going to be a run. Then so because it's a run, we don't need the white die, so the 20 on the white die can be ignored. We'll tip that down. Then we go to the blue die. If the blue die is larger than the number in black on the sheet, so we'll bring this back up here. If the blue die, I'll bring that up way close. If the blue die is larger than that number, then we use the black die for the lookup. But because the blue die is smaller, we're going to use that for the lookup. So that'll be Brooks getting the call on that one. Know nothing about 5D20 football. You saw this on the Inside Sports site, seeing how this is played. This is probably going to be a slow, somewhat clunky video as I get myself reacquainted to this game. Because I was thinking about using this as a potential base for a season replay, but I don't want to be playing all 4 quarters of it. So we're going to Brooks on that, and then we would check the red, white, and blue for if any combination of those are the same, we would go to the penalty chart with that, but we've got no possible penalties there. So now we get another roll to get what the defense is doing. Once I get the D20s in my hand. For the defense on a run play, we use the red die to figure out who the target is. So on the defensive chart, we've got layouts for run and pass. And then based on whichever defense they're in, San Diego is going to be in base right now. The 18 is going to be Earl Wilson, who will be the key defensive player for that one. And then we take the white die for Wilson over to the what chart. And then when we find it's greater, we use that play. So that'll be back. So presumably Brooks is going to get through. All right. So blue 13 for Brooks on the run. Back. So we'll bring this up for Cincinnati. We take the blue 13 over to Brooks for the results chart. So based on the result we got there, we got it back there. So 13 is going to be line. Then we take the black die, which is a 4, over to the yardage chart over here, which based on the result, which in this case was line, the black die was a 4, so it's no gain. Play effectively gets smothered. On the clock, we'll tick off 40 seconds. 10, 20, 30, 40. Hopefully it'll start to pick up a little bit as I find my rhythm. As we're now at 2nd and 10. Cincinnati's still at their own 20. the play this time is going to be, so down times distance is going to be 2nd and 10. So 20 now is going to bring us to a base play call of a 7. So it's actually 7 down here. Defensive adjustment here is a -2. And then what number do we need for that? Find the defensive play call. So defensive play call on the defensive play adjust row of the team's defensive play call chart. Hold on, let me go through that again. So determine which row to use, which we did. So the base play call is a 7. Then we're looking at the defensive alignment in the defensive column, which was a -2. We're still using your zone for that. Then we find the number where those intersect, so we've got all that. Defensive play call number on the defensive play adjust row when the play is in the red zone, which, then the defensive play adjust down there is a -1. Okay. So that's going to make the play call number a 6. So now if the red D20 is below that, it's going to be a run. Which that's an 8, so that's going to be a pass play. The white D20 is an 11, which because we need that, we go up to Esiason's, we go up to the quarterback for Cincinnati, which in this case is Boomer Esiason, down to the pass depth, once again where the number on the chart is greater. That's the pass depth. So in this case, it's going to be a medium pass. That's going to be a medium pass. Then similarly to the run chart, we have lookups here. So in this case, we want the medium pass column. We want the lookup. We're starting with the 14 against the blue die, but the blue die is a 6. So this is not wanting to focus for me. There we go. So because the blue die is a 6 and it's less than 14, we use the blue die for our lookup. So in this case, it's going to be Collinsworth getting targeted on the pass. And then since we don't have doubles of any kind, we don't go to the penalty chart with that. So we take the 5D20s and roll them again. Okay, so now we start with the 11 on the pass defense. So this time they're in a nickel, I believe would be a pass defense. So they're in pass. So the play is a pass. They're in a pass defense. The red D20 is an 11, so it'll be Williams, the key player on that one. Then the defensive what is a 2 on that one. So Williams, so as we come over to Williams, white defense is going to be pressure. So on a pressure rating, on a pressure result, I believe that flushes him out. I'm just double checking here. I did forget about the home field advantage, but that's not a thing here. So if the play is a run, which it's not, then we rolled them again. All right, so the white die is a 2, so it doesn't get changed. Then we had the defensive adjustment. We had the defensive play adjustment, which was a -1. So that brings it down to a 1. And actually, we get to the same place we were at earlier because we're looking at pressure from the defensive. Bring it in closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. Into the defensive line right there. So 13 is still pressure. All right, so with the pressure result, there isn't... Oh, wait, there's probably a pressure result on the... So pressure probably goes to Esiason, which sends us, we need the... Now we need the blue die for that one. The blue die in this case is a 10. So with a pressure, we're moving Esiason left on the medium pass. that pass will fall incomplete. Right? Yes. So that's an incomplete pass. We'll tick off another 10 seconds from the clock. And now we'll be at 3rd and 10. Cincinnati not able to do anything with moving the ball. Cincinnati at their own 20. Okay, so they're looking at 30, which is going to be a 6. The defensive adjustment there is a -4 and a -1 on San Diego's defensive play adjust. So now we roll for the actual play. Okay, so the final play number there is a 5. 6 will be another pass play, and then on a Esiason, 9 is going to be a short pass. Looking at the short pass this time, the 2 is less than the 15, so that'll be going to Collinsworth. And no problems on the penalty. So we go to the second result for. So now we go to the defensive result of the play. All right, a 2 on a pass play with the Chargers in a pass defense. 2 is going to be Hendy being the main target. A 19, which is going to get modified by -4, is going to be a 15. So Hendy to a 15, that'll be a possible reception. So with that, we have to take the blue die, an 11 over to. We're taking an 11 on the blue die over to Collinsworth, and then we see he's got a possible yards after catch. So now as we check how yards after catch works, makes the catch and breaks free. Find the base yardage per the quarterback's procedure, then roll to determine the yards. So to determine the quarterback's base yardage, let me just double check how that goes. So the quarterback's base yardage. That's one thing I don't like about this rule book is everything is either not explained consistently. Actually, wait a second. If it's not quarterback's pass depth. Okay. The quarterback's pass depth, look for the first row. Now I've got to figure out where the result is not. Look for the column where its result equal to or higher than the blue die. That's still not explaining how we get to yards after catch. Find the base yardage. So it's probably on Esiason's sheet. Is it on? Not on line. That's all for rushing. Base yardage. Where do we get to the base yardage? That's still driving me a little bit nuts here. And it's per the quarterback procedure, which is not completely explained in here, unless it's explained later. No. We went for yards after catch. Breaks free for yards after the catch. Find the base yardage per the quarterback's procedure. The quarterback's pass depth column, look for the first row where the number listed is equal to or higher. This tells you the depth of the pass, but it doesn't give me the base yardage of the pass. Let me come back to the sheet on here. Base yardage. Now watch, it's going to seem really simple when I get all done, and I'm going to feel like an idiot once I figure out how it's determined. Find the base yardage per the quarterback's procedure. That still doesn't explain where the base yardage is in here. Yards lost or gained. Probably not going to be a first down at any rate once I figure out how we get to the base yardage. So per the quarterback's procedure, unless there's something in the example of play that describes it, let me look here, looking for a pass play. Man's pass depth is man's depth, so short pass. 3rd and 19, pass defense. So it's incomplete. And of course, it's not explained in here, which is in the example of play, which is very annoying. So I think the base, yeah, this is really annoying that I can't find this in here. It doesn't give me anything for a base yardage unless it's, well, we know it's a short pass and he went for yards after catch. Oh, I'm sorry about this, guys. This is actually really frustrating right now that I can't find this, because it's not clearly explained unless use that column on the game chart. That's getting me to a completion on a short or medium pass. Let's see if it plays a run, skip that. Okay, so that's a short pass and we went for yards after catch. Oh, I bet okay, so I think what happens here is based on the short pass, I believe we take the 10 over to the short pass chart, which is going to be 5 yards base. And then we roll again for yards after catch and add that much to it. That'll be 2, so that'll be 7 yards on the catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which will take another 40 seconds off the clock. 10, 20, 30, 40. And bring us to 4th down. So Cincinnati looking at 4th and 3. From their 27, and I think Cincinnati is going to punt this one away. So now the punt is Pat McAnally for the Bengals. So let's see what the Bengals can do with this punt. All right, a 20 is going to get boomed down the field. 64 N, I believe, is going to be I believe an N on the punt column is no return. Punt roll is dead. Yep. So a booming punt. No return, no penalty, so we'll tick off another 10 seconds on the clock. And we are all set, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. So San Diego will now have it 1st and 10 at their own 9. San Diego from their own 9. Looking at our numbers for San Diego, they're looking at 1st and 10, so 10, 0, and Cincinnati's play adjustment is also a 0. So let's roll for San Diego's play. First and 10. And 18 is going to be a pass. 14 for Dan Fouts is going to be a medium pass. And how do we trigger? I know something in here triggers fumbles. Oh, and the black and white dice are the same, which they're not. Wait, black and yellow. So I should. Oh, yep, I'm using black, and this one is my yellow die. Okay, so no problem there. That'll be a medium pass. 2 on a medium pass for San Diego is going to be lower than 16. So Lionel James is going to be the target of that pass play. No possible penalties, so we go over to Cincinnati's defense chart, which they're in base right now on a pass play. So a 6 on a pass play in base is going to be Edwards, who's going to be the target of that one. Then let me re-roll that white die again. White die is a 3, so Edwards is going to get pressure. So since we got pressure, Bouts will take an 18 over to his pressure chart on a medium pass, and he's going to complete that, I believe. Yes, he will manage to complete that pass on a pressure. Actually, is there anything special that we have to determine on a pressure rating? So in the quarterback section, equal to the die. Okay, so pass is complete. So because that was a medium pass to James, he will take a 13 over to. So he'll take a 13 over to the medium pass, and that'll be good for 15 yards and a Charger first down. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We'll tick off 40 seconds. 10, 20, 30, 40. And it'll be 1st and 10 San Diego from their own. 1st and 10 San Diego from their own 24. Same play numbers as before. And we'll see what the Chargers are doing, aside from me dropping the red D20. So let's see what the Chargers are doing with this next play. All right, an 8 is going to be a run, so I won't need the white die this time. No penalties, no fumbles, so we're all clear there. The 11 on a run play is lower, so they're giving the ball to Gary Anderson. No penalty, no fumble, so we'll go to Cincinnati's defense chart. And I think the black D20, did that fall behind me? Hold on a second, I've got to be right back so I can find that black D20. Of course you fell. Let me bring the camera back. Hopefully you guys are enjoying watching me cuss and swear with this game tonight. So let's re-roll the black D20. We've got no problems there. So a 12 on a run and base is going to be Williams. The result die is going to be a 13, so Williams is going to be back, is going to get back. So that's probably a backfield result. Then we use the blue die, an 8 over to Anderson. 8 over to Anderson, and back is going to be line. We'll take a 19 over to line, and that'll be 2 yards. So the play gets bottled up at the line, but the Chargers are able to fight a couple yards out of it. 10, 20, 30, 40. Completed run plays and completed pass yards. Actually, inbound runs and completed passes are 40 seconds off the clock. 10 seconds are special teams plays, incomplete passes, anything ending out of bounds with a run, and no time for extra points, field goals, and offsides and false start penalties. All right, so now we're looking at 2nd and 8. San Diego from their own 26. And I believe there's no change here, so 2nd and 8. Nope, no change there. So that'll be a 10, 0, 0. All right, so that'll be another run play. The 5 is less than the 19, so that'll be Spencer getting the ball this time. I skipped right over the white die because the red die was less than the play call. It was less than the play call number of 10. So checking no penalty, no fumble. which means we're good to see how the defense handles this play. Five on a run in base. 5 on a run in base is going to be Cameron, who's the main defender for the Bengals. Let's see, next we go to white. So 12 is going to be line of scrimmage, so it looks like that play is going to get stuffed. Then we'll take the 6 over to Spencer for line, and that'll be a line. So that play is going to get stuffed. With a 13 at line, that'll be another 2 yards. So 1, 2. Ticking another 40 seconds off. 10, 20, 30, 40. Then we'll be looking at third and 6. San Diego from their own 28. Let's see, 18 is still going to be in the middle column, so 10, 0, 0, which means 10 is still our play call number. Theoretically, the whole playbook is open for the Chargers here. Let's see what they can do with this one. 13 is going to be a pass, though. 7 will be good for a short pass. And then on receiving, 14 on a short pass is going to be less than the number, just barely. So that'll be Winslow getting the pass for the Chargers. No penalty, no fumble, so off we go. So now that we get to see what the defense does with this one. We are still in base. Let's see, 15 in base is going to be Simmons. He's a defensive back. White is a 7, so then that'll be a 7 on the white die, which for Simmons, where was Simmons? Oh, here he is. So 7 is going to be possibly defended. Then there should be a defended result on the column over here. Oh, wait, it's probably going to be on Fouts. So we'll take a 19 over to that, and he will manage to complete that short pass. So on a short pass, we'll take a 1 over to the short pass column, and that'll be a 1-yard loss. Which means the Chargers will get backed up, and then they will have to punt that one away once I tick off time. 10, 20, 30, 40. All right, that'll have the Chargers looking at 4th and 7 from their own 27, and they are going to punt that one away. So we'll see how the Chargers do on the punt. That's a 7 on the punt, which that will be to the punter whose name I can't even pronounce. That'll be a 41-yard punt and no return. 10, 20, 30, 40, 1. And that, once I tick off 10 seconds, is where the Bengals will pick up with this one, as they'll be looking at 1st and 10 from their own 32. All right, 1st and 10. They'll be looking at an 11 on the play call, 0 on the defensive adjustment, and then the defense play adjustment for San Diego is a -1, which will make that an 11. I believe the defensive adjustment, the defensive number will be used in step 13. Okay, so add that to the white number. All right, so now we've got that all that determined. Let's figure out what Cincinnati's first play from scrimmage on this drive is going to be. Neither team wants to move the ball, apparently, tonight. 10 is going to be a run play, so I can skip over the white die. 11 for Cincinnati is going to be less, so we'll use that. That'll be Brooks getting the call. No penalty, no fumble. So let's see how the Chargers can defend this one. All right, a 16 for the Chargers. And they're in base and looking at a run. That's going to be Ehan trying to defend that play. Let's see, a 14 minus 1 is going to be a 13, which will still be back. And then the blue die for Cincinnati, for Brooks on back 20, that's going to be average. We'll take a 17 over to the average column. 17, he'll pick up 5 on that play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 20, 30, 40. And it's now 2nd and 5. It's now 2nd and 5 for Cincinnati. From their 37. Same numbers as before, since 2 times 5 on the formula is still 10. And it's down times distance to determine the play adjustment. We're in the neutral zone, since we are at the, I've been using the your zone column all game. Whoops. So from the team's own 21 to the opposing team's 21. So we're in the neutral zone, which means our play call number is actually a 9. Right, 6 is still going to be a run, though, so I can skip over the white die. 18 is actually equal, so I believe it's got to be less than or equal. Blue die, if it's equal to or higher, use the black column where it's higher. Locate the row in the black column where it's higher than the black die. So because that's an 18, it's hard to see. We use the black die in the black column, so that'll be Brown. That'll be Eddie Brown getting the call. No penalty, no fumble. So now the Chargers get to try to defend this. Yep. 20 in a base. That's going to be Simmons. 12 minus 1 is 11, so Simmons is going to get back. Then we'll take a 16 over to Brown for Cincinnati. So that'll be 16 and back. That'll be average. And then a 4 into average is going to be a 3-yard pickup. 1, 2, 3. Then we're looking at 3rd and 2 once I tick off time. 10, 20, 30, 40. Third and 2, Cincinnati from their own 40. They need to get to the 42 for a first down. Still in the neutral zone, so 9 is our play number. 0, minus 1, and a 9. We'll see what the play call ends up being here. That's a 14. That's going to be a short pass. I know that because the white die is less than the 9 on the short pass column for Esiason. 9 on a short pass is lower than the 15. Is less than the 15. So that'll be Holman getting targeted. No penalty, no fumble. So let's see how the defense does with this one. All right, that will be a 17 on a pass defense in base. That'll be Wilson. 6 minus 1 is 5. Let's see, Wilson is going to get pressure. So we take a 7 over to Esiason's pressure column, and he's flushed out. So he's probably going to have to try to run that one. He's forced to throw a short pass. So he's got to throw that to the outlet running back. So use the red die and look down the out column for where it's. You use red and white. Yes, use the red die and look down the out column. So that's a 15 on the out column, and that'll be Alexander, who's actually getting the pass on that one. Then on an out, oh, and then we've got to roll, and I've got to use the white die as well. So an 8 for Alexander, he's going to drop it, so that'll be an incomplete pass. And the Chargers cannot convert. So they'll be looking at fourth. They'll be, actually, is that the, no, that's the Bengals who have the ball. I've not been paying attention to that. So the Bengals are not able to convert on third down either, which means now they're going to have to punt the ball away. Actually, they could be daring and go for it here. But I think there's plenty of time left. They've got all three of their timeouts. The Bengals are going to punt this one away. Let's see what the Bengals can do on this punt. All right, a 1 is going to be pretty shanked. That'll be a 22-yard punt, no return. So 10, 20, 1, 2. We'll take 10 seconds off the clock, and then that will give the ball to the Chargers with decent field position, 1st and 10 on their 38. Not terrible field position at all. If I'm the Chargers, I am probably not complaining about that. Let's see what their first play is of this drive. Neither team seems to want to score in this quarter. Actually, I forgot to go through everything for them. So we're still in neutral zone, 8. The Chargers, 0, 0. So play call number is an 8. 20 is definitely going to be a pass for the Chargers. 9 should be a short pass. The blue die is a 3, which on a short pass, I'm almost certain we'll be using that for our lookup. We will be. James will be the target of that one for the Chargers. All right, no penalty, no fumble. So now the Bengals get to try to defend this thing. $17 on pass and base is going to be Jackson defending this one for the Bengals. 5 with no modification. Let's see, Jackson is going to be defended. So we have to take the 2 over to Fouts' column. I'm pretty sure that's going to be an incomplete or worse. Oh, pass deflected. That could potentially be worse. So on a pass deflected, we've got to find the key defender's interception rating and add the quarterback's interception rating for the pass depth. So Fouts is a, let's see, Fouts is a 0 on the interception rating. Whereas for Jackson, his interception rating is a 15. So we modify the, all right, so we find the key defender's interception rating and add the quarterback's interception rating. So Jackson's a 15. If the black die is less than or equal to this modified interception rating, Jackson is going to intercept the pass. So now we have to figure out, refer to the interception section to resolve the return. So for an interception return, we re-roll the white and black dice. We'll get these 3 out because we won't need them. Cincinnati will have the ball back. All right, so the column for the type of pass, read the row which matches the white die. So for a 19, we're taking that to the, we're taking that for the short, that was a short pass? Yes. So on a short pass, that will be 19, that'll be 10 yards down the field. So Cincinnati, so it was thrown here, Cincinnati will make the, Jackson will make the interception there. Then in the interception return column matching the rating, he's a 15. So presumably we use a 10. So presumably we go to read the row which matches the black die. So interception rating looks like it's going to be a 10, since it's as high as it goes. A 13. Wait, that can't be right. Hang on. Well, I mean, presuming that let me just show you guys this. You're seeing the same thing here I am, where the interception rating only goes up as high as a 10. So presumably his interception, okay, so that's the interception rating, the column for that, whereas his interception rating, Jackson down here is a 15. So that's what it would be for the ball to be picked off, and it is. So because the black die again is a 13, he's taking that 63 yards and he's taking that all the way back in for a Cincinnati touchdown. At least that's what I'm going with. As the Bengals now have a 19-13 lead. And Riverfront Stadium goes berserk. Yay! And then we'll tick off 10 seconds for the interception. And then we have ourselves an extra point that we have to roll for. So we'll go ahead and roll for that. Actually, let me make a note. So fourth. So now we'll roll for the place kick. And on an extra point. Okay. All right, first we check for penalty. Actually, first we check for a possible blocked kick, which there is not on the yellow and black dice. Then we find the red column. We find the 20 based on the field goal. Actually, I'm surprised there isn't a separate column for extra points. But we'll go with that. So looks like that kick goes far enough. That is up, and it is good. Yes. A result like a field goal from whatever the distance is. Okay. So yeah, extra point is up, and it is good. And Cincinnati now holds a 20-13 lead coming out of that play. And extra points take no time off the clock, so never mind. All right, next we'll have our kickoff for Cincinnati. So we'll bring the ball back to the 35 for 1985. And then we'll go into the kickoff. Which a 10 on the kickoff for breach will be a 60-yard kick. So that'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That'll go down to the 5-yard line. And presumably we're going to have to roll for the return as well. Find the kickoff. Oh, wait. Looks like we actually take the blue die right over to the kick return. Looks like who returns the kick. So 15 on the kick return is going to be Anderson making that return. Then the black die is a 13 for Anderson. And what do you say? 13? Yes, that'll be an 18-yard return. So 18. 10, 18. And then we tick off 10 seconds for that as it's a special team play. All right, so now San Diego finds themselves down after the interception. 1st and 10 at their own 23. So now we're into the neutral zone here. Let's see, 10-0-0. So let's see what the Chargers are able to do with this drive. $16 is going to be a pass. 13 Pick the lid up. 16 is going to be a pass. 13 is going to be a medium pass. 20 on a medium pass. We'll use the black 4 to get to Joyner as the target of the pass. No penalty, no fumble. Time to see what Cincinnati does on defense. All right, 4 and base is going to be Cameron making that defense. Cameron will take a 2, bring a 2 over. That'll be possible defended. Then we'll bring a 7 over to Fouts. 7 is going to be deflected. Let's see, for Cameron, his interception rating is a 0. Fouts is a 0 as well, so that pass is just going to fall incomplete. And we'll tick off 10 seconds. Then it'll be 2nd and 10. All the same circumstances. 2 times 10 is 20, so that'll be 5 on the play call. Minus 2 on the defensive adjustment. And a 0, so that'll be a 3 play call. Which at 20 is very much going to be a pass. 15 might be a long pass. No, still a medium pass. Let's see, then the 6 on a medium pass. That'll be Chandler getting that. No penalty, no fumble. So back we go to Cincinnati to check how they defended. 4 on a pass, and they're in nickel on this one. So they're in a pass defense. That'll be Cameron. 11 minus 2 is 9. So that's going to be a reception, a possible reception. We'll take a 4 over to Chandler on a medium pass, except he's going to drop that one. So we'll tick off another 10 seconds, and then it'll be 3rd and 10. San Diego has not moved the ball at all on this drive. All right, we forgot to calculate numbers here. So 2nd and 10, or actually this is 3rd and 10, so 30, we're looking at 2. It's a minus 4 on the defensive adjustment, 0. So it's going to be down to a 1, since that's as low as it can go. 3 is definitely going to be a pass. 6 is going to be a short pass. A 7 on a short pass is going to Joyner again. No penalty, no fumble. Here come the Bengals trying to defend it. 1 on a pass play is going to be Griffin. Let's see. Okay, so Griffin, a 6 minus 4 is 2. That'll be pressure, which will take a pressure rating over to Fouts with a 7. Pressure with a 7, he's going to have to throw an outlet pass. So we need to go to the out section of the receivers. That's a 14 that's going to be going to Anderson again. And that's based on the depth of the pass. Tells you who the new receiver is. Look where the equal to or higher than the white die. Okay, so a 17 for Anderson. That'll be yards after catch. So yards after catch on the 16 on a short pass is going to be 8 yards plus. We roll the black D20 again and add to that. Plus 14. Wow. That's a 22-yard catch. So Anderson looks like he got loose with that. 10, 20, 1, 2. And that'll be 1st down San Diego. 10, 20, 30, 40. So 1st and 10 from their own 45. And then we're looking at, since we're in base neutral zone, 8, 0, 0. 8 is our play call number. 20 is going to be a pass. 17 will be another medium pass. 6 on a medium pass is going to be going to Chandler. Let's see. Then no penalty, no fumble. And here come the Bengals trying to defend. Up. Getting them caught in the tower apparently is also a thing. 19 on a pass and base is going to be Turner. Defending that one. 4, no adjustment, is going to be defended. Then a 4 for Fouts on defended. That's going to be deflected. We take his interception of a rating of a 0, add it to Turner's interception rating. I'm looking for Turner. Where did he get? Oh, he's all the way down here. With an 8, that's gonna get picked off. That'll be the second interception that Fouts has thrown in this game. Arena cheers, or stadium cheers. Yay! So now we need the white and yellow dice, or white and black dice, based on the type of pass. So this was a medium pass, a 16 on a medium pass. That'll be 17 yards down the field. So 10, 20, 19, 18, 17. So the interception is made right there. And then a 5 on the interception return for a rating 8. Right? Rating 8. Rating 8. 5 is going to be a 17-yard return. So 10, 17. So we'll tick off. What would we tick off for that? All inbounds, runs, and completed passes. Would that tick off 40 yards as well on the interception? Inbounds. Plays followed by a timeout. Plays followed by a change of possession. So it looks like 10 seconds. Seems a little weird, but okay. And Cincinnati at their own 45 is where they make the interception. Let's see. So neutral zone 9, 0. Chargers are a -1 for an 8. Cincinnati with the play. All right, 3 is going to be a run. Then a 6 on the run. They're going to give that to Brooks. No penalty, no fumble. Now the Chargers get to try to defend this play. 16 on a run and base is going to be Ahin. An 8 with no modification. 8 is going to be back. Then a 2 for Brooks on back is going to be stuffed. We'll take the 7 over. There's presumably a stuff column for that. That'll be a 2-yard loss. 1, 2. 10, 20, 30, 40. We'll be looking at 2nd and 12 coming up. Cincinnati from their own 43. Let's see. So 2nd and 12, 24. That'll be 6 -2 -1, 5. 11 is going to be a pass. 3 is going to be a short pass for Esiason. On a short pass, 11 is going to Holman. No penalty, no fumble. Actually, if red and black are the same, when 2 are all 3, possible penalty. Okay, use the number which is the same and check on the penalty charts. So we're looking at a snap penalty, That's an 11, and there will be a penalty on the play. How do we determine who it's on, though? Reroll if the penalty occurs, reroll the yellow die. Actually, there's a, hold on. Penalty charts for both the offense and the defense. So where are the penalty charts? So we're on snap. 11, and never mind, no penalty. So rolling to check the Chargers defense. 16 on a pass play in, I believe this was a pass defense, wasn't it? Yes. So a 16 pass on a pass defense is going to be O'Bard defending that one. 13 minus 2 is 11. So that'll be a possible reception. A 17 over to Holman. Over to Holman on a short pass. That'll be yards after catch. 19 on a short pass is going to be 10 yards. So 10 plus the 20. 10, so that'll be a 20-yard reception. That'll be 10-20, and a first down for Cincinnati. 10, 20, 30, 40. All right, 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. They're at the San Diego 35 this time. Cincinnati marching down the field. They're still in neutral zone, but just barely. 9, 0, minus 1 for an 8. Five is going to be a run. So I don't need the red or the white die. The blue die is giving the ball to Brooks. Let's see, no penalty, no fumble. So now the Chargers trying to defend this one. Run and base. 7 is going to be King trying to defend this one. No adjustment on the white die, so a 4 is going to be line of scrimmage. And a 1. 1 for Brooks is probably going to get stuffed. Actually, on line of scrimmage. Nope, that'll be a line result. And a 5 on line. Going to be no gain. 10, 20, 30, 40. 2nd and 10. Cincinnati from the San Diego 35. 20 is going to be 6 minus 2 minus 1, 5. And 8 is going to be a pass. That'll be a medium pass. 15 is what that's going to land on. Medium pass. That'll be larger, so we'll use the 20. That'll go to Crater. No penalty, no fumble. So San Diego trying to defend this medium pass. An 8 on a pass play and pass is going to be low. 3 minus 1, actually 3 minus 2 is going to be 1. So low, that's going to be pressure, which means we bring the blue die over to Fouts. That's over to Asias, and he's going to have to scramble with that one. So that's probably based on the rush rating. Black die in the quarterback's scramble column, which is to the right. Now use the black die in the quarterback's scramble column, which is to the right of the other results. Use that column on the game chart in the next step to determine the yards gained. Right? Use the black die in the quarterback's scramble column. Okay, where it's higher than the black die. So 17 is going to be an average scramble. And then do we re-roll the black die? No. No, we use the average 7. Use average 17. That'll be a 5-yard scramble. Asias actually manages to get away from the pressure a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll tick off time. 10, 20, 30, 40. And then it'll be 3rd and 5. Cincinnati from the San Diego 30. Let's see, 15, and the neutral zone is going to be 9. 0 minus 1, 8. That'll be a pass. 4 will be a short pass. 1 on a short pass will be going to Collinsworth. No penalty, no fumble. Cincinnati gets to try to defend this now. Yeah, actually, San Diego gets to try to defend this. 18 on a pass and base. 18 pass base is going to be green. White die, 20. I got to check for a modification because that might get modified. When it's a 20, change it to a 1 if the home team is on offense. Home team is on offense, but the play is a run, so that doesn't get changed. Actually, it would get changed if that was a 1. Okay, so a 20 on a pass play for green. So 20 pass green. That's going to be possible reception. Collinsworth will take a 12 over to his column on a short pass. 12 is going to be yards after catch. So we'll start off with a 5 on a short pass. Base yardage will be 3 yards. Plus, we roll the black die. Plus a 3, so that'll be 6 yards. And that will be enough for the Cincinnati first down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll tick off 40 seconds, 10, 20, 30, 40. And then we'll be looking at 1st and 10. Cincinnati from the San Diego 24. We're still in neutral zone, but just barely. So 9. 1 times 10 is 10. So that'll be a 9. 0 minus 1, 8. And we're rolling. 17 is going to be a pass. 9 is going to be another short pass. 12 on a short pass is going to Kennebrew. No penalty, no fumble. San Diego trying to defend this. That's a pass and base. 7 is going to be King trying to defend that. 5 with no adjustment. King is going to be pressure. We'll bring that over to Esiason with a 3. That doesn't sound good. That's going to be incomplete. San Diego's got to start thinking about trying to manage this clock. 10 seconds off the clock. We're now looking at 2nd and 10. Cincinnati from the San Diego 24. Let's see. 20 is going to be a 6. Minus 2, minus 1. 5. Right, 3 is going to be a run. 4 is going to Brooks. No penalty, no fumble. San Diego trying to defend now. That's a 1 on run. That'll be and in base, I believe. No, actually, that'll be a pass. That'll be a pass defense. So run play, but pass defense. Bird is defending that one. 14 minus 2 is 12. That'll be a line of scrimmage result. Then a 13 for Brooks. 13 on line of scrimmage is going to be average. And an 11 on average will be 4 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're looking at 3rd and 6 for Cincinnati from the San Diego 20. They're now in the red zone. So 3 times 6 is 18, which means we're using 7. 0 minus 1, 6. for Cincinnati. Did not mean to jar the camera there, but it doesn't look too bad. 8 is going to be a pass. 19 is going to be a long pass, which I don't think it's changed until from the opposing team's 15-6. So nope, that's going to stay as being a long pass. All right, 19 is going to be higher on a long pass, which is barely. 16 will be Crater trying to get that one. No penalty, no fumble. 6, okay, so a pass play in base. So pass in base. 6 is going to be King trying to defend that one. Right, 17 minus 1 is 16. That'll be possible reception. And a 20, I'm pretty sure, is going to get caught. So that was Crater getting that ball. 20, that'll be yards after catch, actually. And a 12 on base for yards after catch with a long pass. So I believe it's on his pass rating, probably. Is there somewhere for his pass rating? So 12 on a long pass. So we know he's definitely caught it. Probably not LPY, is it? Let me check how we figure out the long pass. Oh, the modifier is adjusted by the defensive pass modifier. I've not been paying attention to that. Let's see, long pass. So I think based on the long pass, doesn't say anything on. So we know he's made the yards after catch, definitely. So 12 is probably the base yardage, but it doesn't say what rating we use for that. It's not listed on here. Because it wouldn't be, because that would make too much sense. And of course, it's not explained. I don't think there's a long pass rating, so I'm definitely not warming up to using this as a replay base. Because it's not explained on here where the long pass rating comes from. Is there anything in the example of play which would tell me? Probably not, though. Let's see. No need for run play, depth of 3. Do we go anywhere for a long pass? So, medium pass. So defended. And then we've got defense. Okay, so that's how we get the base yardage, but it still doesn't explain how the long pass works. And if there's a rating for that on there, because all I see here are breakaway or long pass, or breakaway / long pass on this chart. So if that's not explained in the rules anywhere, I can't use it. And actually, that's going to end up out of bounds. Well, it might not matter if it ends up out of bounds, because it looks like that's going to be a touchdown regardless. But I'm getting so annoyed right now because there's no rating here for the only thing. Oh, maybe it's an LPY. Maybe that's what it is. So long play. That would make sense. It's a 5. So a 5 on a 12 is going to be 33 yards. I won't even bother calculating any further than that, because the 20 yards is going to be enough for another Cincinnati touchdown. And the score is now 26-13 in favor of Cincinnati. Stadium cheers. Yay! 10, 20, 30, 40. And that was a completed pass. So now we have to kick for the extra point. So it looks like we just roll to see if there's a possible block. Black and yellow says there's not. Red die is a 2, which on a field goal will be up, and it'll be good. Score is now 27-13 Cincinnati. We'll bring the ball back to the 35, and Cincinnati will kick that one back over to San Diego. And we'll see how the Bengals do on this kickoff. All right, that will be an 18 on the kickoff, which will be a 68-yard kickoff. That'll be a touchback. And that'll be 10 seconds off the clock. San Diego's got to pray for a miracle on this one. Odds are they're probably going to be burning their timeouts because not only do they need to score on this, but not only do they need to score here, but they need to get the ball back immediately. San Diego they're looking at their 20, so 10, 0, 0, 10. Finish updating the chart. On 20, that will be a medium pass by Fouts. A 9. 9 on a medium pass will be Joyner trying to get that one. No penalty, no fumble. Cincinnati trying to defend. 17 on a pass and base will be Jackson. 14 with no adjustment is going to be a possible reception. An 8 over to Joyner on a medium pass. 8 to Joyner, medium pass. He's going to drop that one. Incomplete. 2:40 to go, 2nd and 10. San Diego still on their own 20. So 20 in your zone is going to be 6 minus 2, 0, 4. San Diego with a 6, that'll be a pass because the red die is greater than or equal to. And that'll be a short pass by Fouts. 16 on a short pass is going to be larger, so we'll use the black die 18 instead, going to Spencer. No penalty, no fumble, so we roll on. 7 for Cincinnati in a pass, actually in a pass defense. So pass play, pass defense. 7 is going to be Edwards. Let's see, 19 with no adjustment. For Edwards is going to be possible reception. And a 5 I'm pretty sure is going to get dropped. So Spencer, that's Spencer trying to make that catch on a short pass. A 5, he will drop it. Another 10 seconds left. 3rd and 10 for San Diego from their own 20. Let's see, 30 from your zone is going to be a 5. Minus 4, 0, 5. The white die is going to be adjusted by 4 for Cincinnati. 12, that's definitely going to be a pass. 18 should be a long pass by Fouts, and it will be. And 11 will be less, so Joyner trying to make that long catch. No penalty, no fumble. That's also a problem if the dice keep getting stuck in the tower constantly. Let's see, that's a pass and a pass defense. So the 12 is going to Browner, trying to defend that. 10 minus 4 is 6. That'll be pressure. We'll take a 13 over to Fouts' long pass column. 13, that'll be out, so he's going to be finding a new target with that one. So we need red and white again. Red for out is going to be James, the outlier, the outlet. And what is that, an 18 or a 13? That's an 18. I couldn't tell from that distance. That'll be yards after catch. So a 14 on a short pass is going to be 7 yards, plus the black die again. 16 yards. That play will not end out of bounds, so San Diego will have to burn a timeout. They have 1 remaining. But they also have a 16-yard catch, so 10, 20, 18, 17, 16. So now San Diego looking at 1st and 10 from their own 36. Let's check the numbers here. 10, so neutral zone will be 8, 0, 0, 8. 10 is definitely going to be a pass. 12 will be a medium pass. 16 on a medium pass. We'll use the black die instead, so 7 will be Holohan trying to make that pass. No penalty, no fumble. Cincinnati looking at a pass play and base. That'll be Browner. A 13 with no adjustment. Browner is going to be pressure. 20. Fouts will probably get that out with a medium pass. That'll be completed. So Holohan will take that for 2 on a medium pass. That'll be 11 yards and a fresh set of downs. 10, 11. Unfortunately, San Diego will have to burn their last timeout because they need the ball back and they need it quick. So they're looking at 1st and 10 from their own 47. So they're looking at 10, 8, 0, 0, 8. A 6 is going to be a run. Probably not the time to be running the ball, so we don't need the white die. 16 is going to be given to James. No penalty, no fumble. Cincinnati trying to defend a run and base. That'll be Edwards. And 18 is going to be back. A 1 is not going to be anything good. And back for, who is that, James? Yes, that's going to be stuffed. Which will bring a 13 over to the stuff chart for a 1-yard loss. 10, 20, 30, 40. All right, that'll be 2nd down and 11. San Diego at their own 46. Let's bring that over since the Chargers are in possession of it. I believe we were looking at, so 22 in the neutral zone, 5 minus 2, 0, 5. All right, 4 is going to be another run play. 1 will be going to, I'm almost certain, the top running back, which will be Spencer. Okay, so the black, right. All right, so no penalty, no fumble. Cincinnati defending this. All right, 17 is going to be Simmons. I believe we check for fumbles again. We check for penalty and fumble again after the play, during the play. All right, so Simmons defending that. One, okay, there might be a change here. When the dies one, change it to 20 if the home team is on defense and the play is a run. So the home team is on defense and the play is a run, which means the 1 becomes a 20, which then gets modified down to an 18 for Simmons, who's looking at hole. And then an 11 for Spencer. 11 for Spencer on a hole is going to be secondary, so it looks like he's going to get pretty far, and he's going to get into the secondary with a 6. That'll be a 6-yard run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10, 20, 30, 40. Problem is the clock's continuing to roll for the Chargers. The Chargers are basically running out of time here. 3rd and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're into Cincinnati territory, but I think it's too little too late. Chargers couldn't get anything going earlier in the quarter. All right, so that's going to be 3rd and 6. 18 will still be base and neutral zone, so 8, 0, 0, 8. That'll be a pass. 13 will be a medium pass. 9 on a medium pass will be... 9 on a medium pass is going to Joyner. No penalty, no fumble. Actually, possible penalty, but no fumble. So 13 on both teams, no penalty. Yes, no penalty. All right. Rolling so the Bengals can try to defend this. That's a 7 on a pass play and a pass defense. Edwards. 10 with no adjustment for Edwards. That's going to be pressure. We'll take a 7 over to Fouts for a medium pass on pressure. 7 is going to be incomplete. We'll tick off 10 seconds, and then it'll be 4th and 6, which this will probably be the last play of the game. So 4th and 6. Chargers have got to go for it here on 4th down. I mean, this game is almost over. We could very easily kneel this down and just call it a game. Let's see. So 4th and 6, 24 is going to be 5 minus 2, 0, 5. That's going to be a run. That's almost a give-up play. We don't need the depth. 4 is going to be going to Spencer. And then we don't need anything else there. No penalty, no fumble. Cincinnati trying to defend this. 18 on a run in a pass defense is going to be Jackson. 2 minus 2 is going to be 1. So that'll be whole. Then a 6 over to Spencer on whole. 6 to Spencer on whole is going to be average. And a 9 on average is going to be 4 yards, which won't be enough for the first down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40, and that's the game. Cincinnati will win this one by a final score of 27-13. Wow, that was a thing that happened. I'm not going to bother running the ticker test on 5D20 football because, frankly, there was a lot in this. There was a lot here that was not explained well at all. As such, I am at best cool and at worst hostile to using 5D20 football as the base for a football season replay. So yeah, like I said, not Not real happy with how this one turned out at all on the test. Again, to the point where I'm not going to run the ticker on this one. So that will do it for this play of 5D20 football. Busy day coming up on the channel. Tomorrow morning, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the Magic the Gathering Cuisines of the Multiverse cookbook with the side ooze-infused biscuits. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm expecting to go back to the baseball diamond for a game of season ticket baseball. Tomorrow evening, we'll probably have another test project, but once again, I'm going to hold that close to the vest and unveil it later. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.